How you doing? How you doing? I am Chris the Method Man, your handsome host. Grateful to be here. So this morning, just got some news. WAFB sportscaster and sports host Steve Schneider retires after 40 years. Guys, I remember I think the first time I watched Sportsline Friday night, that was it was about 2011. And I remember sports like Jock Ducey and Dan Schneider, Dan Snyder. I mean Steve Snyder, not Dan Snyder. I'm sorry. I can remember them, and they were on. I can remember that time I saw them on TV, and I knew then and there that I wanted to be a pregame reporter and a sports analyst since I was a little kid. I can also remember like one of the moments I can remember was back in 2007 when LSU won the national championship. I can remember Dan Snyder, I mean Mr. Steve Snyder. I'm sorry guys, it's kind of late. Mr. Steve Snyder have it was like Mardi Gras beads on. He had a mic in his hand talking about the game, talking about Matt Flynn. I remember that guys. And just so many memories, man. So many memories from talking about Southern, talking about LSU as well. And man, it's just a blessing, man, just to be a part of this man's journey. And he'll be deeply, deeply missed at WAFB. And I wish him the best. But let's read the article, guys, and I'm gonna show some I'm gonna show like a video slides. WAFB longtime sports director Steve Snyder has announced he will retire from WAFB next month after spending more than 40 years at the station. Steve first appeared on WAFB in 1981. Wow, 40 years ago. As a student at LSU, reported on a sports program hosted by sportscaster Steve Brando. The long-serving on-air personality of the station's history. Steve is the eight-time winner of Louisiana Associated Press Best Sportscast Award. 2019, he received the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters Lifetime Achievement Award. During his illustrious career, Steve had covered 7 Super Bowls, including the 1985 Bears. I never knew that. Joe Montana and the 49ers 2009 New Orleans Saints victory over the Colts in Miami. He also covered LSU's football championships in 2003, 2007, 2019, plus 7 trips to the College World Series. Including Skip Bertman's first 2 CWS championships in 1991-93. Steve created the concept for WAV Sportsline Friday Night in the year of 1990. Mind you, guys, that was about before any of us were born, 32 years ago. So that's a long time. The popular sports franchise continues airing today on WAV 34 years later. This is my letter to Dan Snyder. Dear Mr. Snyder, thank you for the memories. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for Sportsline Friday night. Thank you for the Super Bowl of 2009 for the New Orleans Saints. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your expertise. Thank you for your analytics. Thank you for being a kind person. Sincerely, Chris Williams, fan and student at Southern University. So I will show the video of Dan Schneider. He was probably 30 something in this one. This is him in 1990 with Sportsline Friday Night. All right, let's go. Hold on. Share screen. Okay. Okay, guys. This will be Sportsline Friday Night. Dan Schneider, 1990.
In less than 24 hours, Dale Weiner and his Catholic High Bears will play the biggest game in school history.
Show a little bit of it.
The twisting and turning road to the Superdome has landed the Bears in the Quad A state championship game. But waiting for them, a Ruston team that's rolled over everybody and is ending an era tomorrow night.
1990, guys.
A preview plus a look back at the season and U-High highlights. Tonight,
I was even born yet.
Friday night.
I was born like 20 years later. That's crazy. This is when like Baker, Tar, all those other schools were good, and Broadmoor were good. Those schools, those high schools, were good at football.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this year's final edition of Sportsline Friday Night. I'm Andre Mora.
Not quite the holiday edition, I guess. Steve Schneider here with Andre, and of course, as Andre mentioned last night, and not really a lot of action to talk about, but
This
the action
man's
we
about
do have,
30.
it's the biggest of the year. These are the games that all the teams play for to get to the end of the year, and of course, we're talking about state championship football. 2 games in the Dome tonight, and then 2 tomorrow that are just as big.
That's right, and some tears tonight for some Baton Rouge fans as the U-High Cubs went down hoping to knock off Haynesville. A rematch of the state championship battle from a couple of years ago, Steve.
That's right, and U-High, of course, won 2 years ago. Kind of a surprise they'd be back in the game already because they didn't have a lot of seniors. Definitely wouldn't have made it last year, but even this year, kind of a surprise. But they got there. Let's take a look at some of the highlights tonight and see how they did.
Yeah, they lost that season opener, and they hadn't lost a game again until tonight. But early on, they looked pretty sharp as the Cubs were driving and looking pretty good. Jim Woloff catching the touchdown pass from Broden Bader, and the Cubs went up 7-0 in the first period.
That was their 2 quarterbacks.
That's right. We'll confused about that, but they look pretty good. This is the man of the night, though, Shannon Harris. You see what he did, Steve? He went to the end zone, 39 yards for a touchdown. He did this 6 times tonight, gained 227 yards.
I wonder if Curly Hall was looking at him, or Gerald Kimball, or somebody.
Curly better have been. Harris again into the end zone. The Cubs could not stop him, and meantime, they couldn't get anything going on the ground again. There's Harris again, fighting into the end zone.
And that, of course, made this, what was that, 21-7 at that point. And, of course, U-High would get another score a little bit later on. But by the time they got on the board again, this thing was pretty much over.
Guys, this is one of the best podcasts. Not podcast, best increment, sports increment
42-20, still a very good year for the U-High
of all
Cubs.
time.
Only their second loss, as you mentioned, they lost their first and their last of the year.
And let's hear
This
from
man
the
should have
U-High
been
coach
on
right
ESPN.
now.
We were winning
in a position where we couldn't run the ball. We had to try and throw most of the time or try and get the ball to Tommy. And so you're always at a disadvantage when you're limited as to what you're going to do because you know they know what you're going to do. And that made it tough on us. It really did. It took away our possession-type offense and put us in a catch-up role. And that's always difficult.
Well, as Tommy talked about, was Tommy Walker. And you notice we didn't see a lot of him in the highlights tonight. They must have keyed on him quite a bit. Yeah, they did. Even on kickoff returns, we saw in our 10 o'clock show where they stuffed him on a kickoff return. Willis Delly has been in the championship throne before. He won it a couple of years ago. Haynesville has been trying, though. This is their, I believe, third straight trip.
Okay, guys, this is the first video. And the last video is going to be like Sportsline Friday night of today. This is like 6-year-old Dan Schneider. 60-something-year-old Dan Schneider. And this man created Sportsline Friday night, which was genius. Here we go, guys.
You'll call the game because you get a piece of a jersey? Then give 100% effort and get your hands inside.
I love Sportsline Friday night.
This is it. Your chance.
It's the best day for Friday.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another 45 minutes of football excitement. Can't believe we're almost halfway through the season. This is week 4. I'm Steve Schneider. He's Jacques Doucet. Lots of storylines to get to.
Sid Edwards has coached at many different places. He's had success at many different places. He couldn't make a Struma 4-0, right? The school was closed just that not long ago, but they are making a big comeback. And tonight they were playing host to Plaquemine, and there is Coach Sid. His team led 8-6 at halftime, but here comes Plaquemine. Nicholas Victorian rolls out of the pocket, finds his man Aiden Joseph for the nice gain as the Green Devils were marching here. And then it is Tyrese Mosby who squirts out of the pile into the end zone for the touchdown. Plaquemine would go for 2. Victorian passes to Jacoby McCoy, and Plaquemine gets the 2-point conversion, and they lead 14-8. But here comes a Struma. Watch Lemoyne Brady. He's under pressure, and somehow he rolls out of the pocket and is able to muscle this pass all the way across the field to Michael Dempsey for the touchdown. The Indians lead 15-14 at that point. But here comes Plaquemine. Lots of penalties in this game, including this one. Mosby has his helmet ripped off, which I think was a break for Struma because they had to blow the play dead. I think he might have scored.
Yes.
And Victorian, who liked our comment, valid Victorian, so he's now valid Victorian, and straight A's on that performance tonight as Plaquemine is able to come back, and they force a late turnover here as Struma thought they had a chance to drive and perhaps win the game. It is 20-15, the final score as Plaquemine gets it done. They improve to 3-1 overall, 3-0 in district play.
A classic battle on Thursday night between Ascension Catholic at home
Well, happy retirement, Mr. Steve Schneider. Many blessings to you, sir. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for being part of my childhood. And I'm forever grateful for your impact in my life and everyone else's life. And Mr. Steve Schneider, if you're listening to this, I would love to interview you, sir, about your career, about everything that has happened during your time at WAFB and your life. And guys, if y'all can please post this so Mr. Steve Schneider can see it, and I greatly appreciate that. So guys, I'm about to get some rest. Y'all stay blessed, man. Like, comment, subscribe. The Crystal Method Man podcast is a podcast that cannot be created nor copied. I am Crystal Method Man, the one and only. Love you guys, man. Y'all stay blessed. Have a good night. And forgive me for saying Dan Schneider. I meant Steve Schneider, guys. Dan Schneider was the infamous Nickelodeon guy who did some bad things. We're not going to speak on that. But it's Steve Schneider, the WAFB sports director. So, y'all stay blessed, man. Love you guys. And good night. God bless. Peace.